Welcome everyone to another reaction to the Force 13 animations, and there's going to be a short reaction. I'm just going to be reacting to a couple of them this time. They're not as long, but I will enjoy them, do whatever I did the same as last time, because there was clearly requests to do more reactions, so I will continue. So let's go. Alright, so we got tropical December, Faye going through. We got already interesting as well. Should I be pausing these? I don't know if I should be pausing, but anyways, this is interesting because you can see a tropical cyclone that's going southeast in December. This is like prime. This is what a tropical cyclone typically does in December in the South Pacific. It moves southeast, pretty much past the main islands of the South Pacific, but interestingly also intensifies 25 degrees south. Tropical cyclone Gordon, January 3rd, is going west, it's west southwest, going towards Vanuatu Islands, the northern islands. So far it's going due south now. Intensifies category 1 within a very little landmass, and typically in the northern hemisphere you have a lot of landmass, and that can affect it. Like Taiwan, a tropical cyclone does not have to approach Taiwan in order for it to weaken, whereas here these islands are small, they're not as influential, and most of the time tropical cyclones actually go between, they thread the needle between islands, and the influence is very little, so they intensify pretty much like the Philippines. Like when the Visayas region, the tropical cyclone is going to go through the Visayas region and intensify major into the Visayas region, the body of water that's within the Philippines itself. That's the same sort of feature here, but like of course not as much present. We're using west southwest now. January 8th weakens at 20 degrees south, and it's gone to the Australian basin now. It's going to full January until no tropical cyclone, late tropical cyclone, tropical depression Henry now, late January, and it's moving equatorward, and now it's re-intensifying. The thing with tropical cyclones in the southern hemisphere, particularly the South Pacific, is that they often do not follow climatology, so they move equatorward and they have very erratic tracks. There's not enough forcing. They're also at 15 degrees south, so it's quite erratic. If you think about the North Atlantic basin, 15 degrees north is south is very low latitude, so you're going to have erratic sort of paths. It's within the Caribbean, in fact, really even not even that far north of Venezuela, so it's going to be quite erratic. And it's February now, it's moving southeast, not that fast, but it's going all the way past 30 degrees south, near New Zealand. That's actually really interesting. Okay, I've never seen this before. This is probably the first time I've ever seen this. There's a tropical cyclone which is category 1 strength at the exact same latitude as New Zealand, Auckland in fact. And this is 35 degrees, 37 degrees, actually that's 36. The category 1 intensified. This probably is like this one of those rare instances likely where a subtropical storm becomes a category 1 cyclone, where it doesn't matter what type of structure it has, as long as it's reached 65 knots, it just becomes a tropical cyclone, or equivalent of category 1 the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale, which is SSHWS. That's what they normally abbreviate it as. And we've got another tropical cyclone beneath it as well, but that's pretty much as rare as you'll ever get. 11p now in the early February, moving west-southwest from extratropical pretty early. You see the Henry did not become extratropical. This cyclone has, and there's different forcing mechanisms. Often it's shear, which is going to weaken the cyclone, so it's going to be interesting. And Kerry in February, the earlier February as well. Category 1 already. In 10 degrees south, it's moving pretty much due west. Is that near Palau, wasn't it? Appears to be pretty close. Leslie pretty far south latitude forming. Intensifies category 1, about 20 degrees south. The thing is like in the South Pacific, the latitudes are pretty dramatic with the SST pattern. So the way the temperatures of the waters change, the isotherms. You get the 26-degree mark is the considered tropical cyclone maximum isotherm that you want to see for it to intensify, but this drops off very quickly in the South Pacific. 30 degrees south, and you're already reaching a latitude which is very hostile. In the North Atlantic, you get all the way up to like 60 degrees north. So this is almost half. This is a very compressed basin. So you see intensification pretty much as very near equatorial latitudes, and then very quickly transition to weakening. But sometimes, and most of the time with tropical cyclones in South Pacific, they last decently long because they have a very erratic tracks, which moves equatorial, like due west, due east, and that's what makes them last longer. And they can still keep going around and around until they finally recurve, which is when they become extratropical. So. March 8th, we're in March now, so this is late, sort of late season, but no tropical cyclones yet in early March. Well, there's Meli. Okay, I think I remember this. This is tropical cyclone Meli, category 5. Yeah, that intensifies into category 5 just south of Fiji, which is a scary close call. Category 5 just south of Fiji. That is a scary one because we've seen Winston in 2015, and we can, as I said, like pretty much 225 degrees south, category 5, and look just a little bit more south, and it's already weakened. Like it's very dramatic, and you can see how like New Zealand, once you reach the northern tip of New Zealand, that's considered very hostile. At that point, most tropical cyclones in the South Pacific become extratropical, but it's that northern tip is like about not even 35 degrees south, so it's obviously got a sharp divide, and so between like halfway between those points is when you'd expect to see like an extratropical cyclone. So the point. But 23P as well. Late March. This is late March activity, and it looks like it's coming in a burst. So there's several bursts of the tropical cyclones in one leg. So you probably have like a equatorial Kelvin wave or something. Okay, we've got the storm list as well. So Meli is 175. Is an analysis? This is an old analysis, but it's interesting. They got 150 knots. I use knots because knots is technically the actual unit conversion you're supposed to use. But there you go. 903 millibars as well. Interesting. Strongest landfall is Kerry, category 1 cyclone landfall. It's quite interesting as well. But look at the pressure, 1000 millibars. I'm not really sure how this works. Like this might be an error because I've never seen a tropical cyclone with such a high pressure with such high winds, unless it's like some sort of weird monsoonal type of system like Pulasan in the West Pacific, which is like pretty much one of its own kind. But yeah, this is very strange. Might be an error. I think it probably will be. Meli also, this must be on Fiji Island because I don't remember it having that many fatalities, which is interesting because 65 fatalities is a very massive influence on the South Pacific Basin, like very significant. That's like an Irma for the tropical, like just for perspective purposes, just to understand. Of course, the damages. This is they adjusted for 10 million. Which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty significant. So we'll see you in the next one.